It began with the Miss Universe 2002 contest when I watched as Oksana Fedorova, a fellow Russian woman, win the crown. In that moment, I saw myself on stage, and I envisioned the day I would sit down with my grandchildren and tell them the story of how I was a contestant at Miss Universe. I wanted to leave a legacy, make history, and tell them that an immigrant from Russia became Miss Canada and kept climbing. It almost sounds like another life, but I remember it like it was yesterday, when I was bullied for anything from being fresh off the boat as an immigrant to my awkward appearance. With glasses, braces, frizzy hair, and pimples during my socially challenged teenage years, I felt like a mess on the outside and broken on the inside. But inspiration can come from the most bizarre of places. And for me, it came when I was shown a clip of Oksana Fedorova, a fellow Russian woman winning Miss Universe 2002. Immediately, I researched ways to compete for the Miss Universe title. When I found the website, I applied without a second thought. A few months pass, and then an email, an invitation for the next stage of the process, a photo and an interview as a regional contestant. After a few more rehearsals and small contests for the province, I was selected to be among 10 others to advance to nationals. That's when things got serious. I started intense preparations for the contest by focusing on exercise, eating well, and working on my runway walk. I also spent a lot of time watching previous Miss Universe pageants to learn everything I could about the winners and the show itself. When the time came to compete at a national pageant, I felt ready, but also extremely nervous. I felt like this was my chance that I couldn't miss. But life had other plans. As the show went on, and as I progressed to the top 5, I kept getting more and more nervous, and I didn't consciously own my presence, but tried to copy the previous pageant winners, who I had studied leading up to the contest. Simply put, I was not authentic, and my mindset wasn't in the right place. And after a mediocre answer to my final question, I ended up as a 3rd runner-up in the Miss Universe Canada 2004 pageant. I was heartbroken and devastated, as were my parents who came to see the show. I put so much of my hopes and energy into this dream, but fell short of achieving my goal. Being an immigrant had always been a sore point for me, and it didn't help that several friends told me that an immigrant will never have a chance to win this title. I let that limiting belief sink in for some time. It took a few weeks to get myself back to normal after this failure. I went on with my university studies and graduated with a Bachelor of Commerce degree before looking for my first official job, an executive assistant at a beer company in Toronto. I was eager to start my new job and real life, but within just a few weeks I realized that this wasn't for me. I wasn't me. I was bored by the mind-numbing administrative tasks and wanted to have more responsibility, more freedom to lead my own projects. I hated the 9-to-5 routine. I had no energy to exercise or develop myself the way that I wanted. And I just felt like every single day was another missed opportunity. I wasn't even allowed to wear high heels in the office because they were scratching the floor. And so, like a blessing in disguise, when my employer called me into his office and told me that he was letting me go, I felt relieved. I walked home in the cold Canadian wind and let myself cry, laugh, and come to terms with who I was deep inside. The next morning, I felt free, but anxious about the future, so I decided to take a leap back into the running for Miss Universe Canada. Let's try again. It was, after all, a path I felt suited me much more than being an assistant in ugly shoes, messy hair, and bland clothes, answering phones and opening mail for my ex-boss. Another round of applications later, and I was back where I belonged. And this time, I committed wholeheartedly. I started a success journal where I wrote out every single detail of preparation and what I needed to do and improve about myself in order to reach my goal of winning the national pageant and progressing to Miss Universe. This time around, I felt much more like myself. I didn't try to copy anyone, and I somehow undoubtedly felt like I was living in the present moment, enjoying the experience all the way. And on the final night of the competition, I passed each level, top 15, top 10, top 5, and the final answer segment with confidence and conviction. As the runners-up were being called, my heart was leaping out of my chest. I didn't know whether I was going to win or not, but I felt like I had done everything I possibly could to prepare and be at my best. And then I was announced as the winner. I can't even remember what went through my head and what emotions I felt exactly. The only thing I remember was that I was so elated by the opportunity to go to Thailand to compete for Miss Universe 2005 later that year. In the winner's suite that night, I kept asking my parents with disbelief, is this a dream? Am I going to Thailand for real? With tears of joy streaming down my face. I had achieved my first goal, to be the first immigrant to win Miss Canada. Now, I was on my way to achieving the second, the Miss Universe title. I committed to preparing for Miss Universe with renewed passion and strength, and used my success journal again to set new goals and make more self-improvements for the biggest chance of my life. I continued listening to my intuition, setting goals, exercising daily, and following a healthy diet. The same strategies I used for the national pageant. By the time I was set to take off for Thailand, I felt and looked like $1,000,000. I was ready in all aspects, physically, mentally, and energetically. And as I kept advancing through to the next level, all I could feel was gratitude that life had given me another chance at my dream. On the night of the live telecast, I felt on fire, both on and behind the stage. I remember right before the swimsuit competition, as the top 10 finalists were lined up to go on stage, I looked around and saw most of the other contestants paralyzed with fear, but not me. I was just so grateful to be part of this amazing group of ladies and being selected as the top 10 out of 85 contestants that I couldn't help but feel excited and ready to hit the runway. I said to the others, "Can you believe that we get to experience this? We are top 10 at Miss Universe. Let's do this." Finally, we were in the top 5 and the final answer segment of the telecast. Even though I had practiced answering questions in my preparation, I knew that it could be a challenging question that could have me stumped for words. The moment I stepped up to take my question and had the microphone pointed at me, it was as though I hit autopilot. The host asked me, "What is the biggest challenge in your life?" I don't even remember the sentences forming in my mind. It felt blank, but somehow the words just flowed out perfectly and effortlessly. The biggest challenge in my life is always trying to think positively. I consider myself the kind of person who always looks at the glass half full instead of half empty. And even though sometimes in difficult times it's hard to look at life this way, I always maintain a positive outlook on life. I ended my answer with "Khop khun ka," which means thank you in Thai, and did the greeting gesture, the Y, which gained me the support of the local fans who cheered me on until the very end. As the runners-up were being called, I had no fear and no regrets, just enchantment and gratitude. I knew that I made it very far, top 5 in Miss Universe, and for me, that was already enough. Whatever happened now, I would be content with the results because I already felt like a winner. It was down to myself and Cynthia Oliveria, Miss Puerto Rico. We held hands waiting for the announcement. In that moment, despite the lights, cameras, and audience, I gave in to what the universe had planned for me. I let go of any thoughts or worries. I was calm and surrendered to the present moment. I could hear my breathing and feel my heartbeat. And then the host announced Puerto Rico as the first runner-up and Canada as the winner. I blanked out for a few seconds and then it hit me like a wave. The realization sunk in, as did the euphoria of the moment. The crown, the flowers, the camera flashes, and the music was something out of a fever dream. History for my family and my country had undoubtedly been made. All the hard work, the setbacks and failures, overcoming limiting beliefs from myself and from others, took me to this victory, and it felt good. Not only was I the first immigrant Miss Canada winner, but I became the first immigrant to win Miss Universe. From then on, I knew when people say you can't, you just have to say, "Watch me." Hi guys, I'm Natalie Glebova. I really hope that you enjoyed my story and that it's going to inspire you to achieve and win at every one of your goals. I'll soon be posting more videos on my channel, so make sure that you subscribe to find out how to fully love yourself and be a winner in life and in love. I really hope to see you soon, and until then, keep on winning one day at a time. Bye!